Hey guys, this is Crimson, your favorite fiery whatever, and I have finally returned to making my wonderful what ifs. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get this started. You saw the story with Deku start his training with of the other students of UA. But everybody increasingly noticed that his training is much more brutal than they ever could think. Since he was quirkless, they didn't really think that he would be able to do that type of training. The training he was doing was breaking Aphie's tree by its stump with his head, punching a mountain until nothing but his fist hole was in it. Then, he worked out his massacre, aka his biting force. He did this by finding bears and bit them straight in the jugular vein and their receptors and their arteries. Even the strongest of the Wawa pussycats thought he was torturing himself. But what Izuku was really doing was giving him more training. Even his normal workout was intense. 159,000 thumb push-ups from to his index finger all the way to the pinky. Then he did it all again, but in a handstand. Then he started to work on his new martial art pursuit. Even Class 1B asks, "Sir, what are you putting this poor guy through?" As one of the Wild Pussycat members said, we're not doing anything to him. He is actually doing this on his own whims." As Vlad King said, "Oh really? Have you sparred with anyone yet?" As a Wawa Pussycat member said, "Spar with that guy. We just saw him kill a bear with his bare teeth. Literally, he bit a bear's neck." As Vlad King was walked up to Izuku asking, "Hey kid," as he was just being towered over Izuku. And Izuku said, "Yes sir?" Vlad King asks, "What's this type of training you're doing to yourself?" As Izuku said, "Well, when I found out I was quirkless." As Vlad King said, "You're quirkless?" As Suka said, "Yes, shocking, I know." As Vlad King said, "Then why you're gigantic?" And quite possibly, why are you so gigantic? Is your mother Mount Lady?" As Suka said, "Oh no, she's not. I'm this tall because of my natural genetics. Everything else is through rigorous training." As Asuka said, "And I've been training every part of my body, including my bite force." As Flag King asks, "Your bite force?" As Asuka just nodded. As Flag King said, "Don't get me wrong. Well, I heard what you can do if you bite is quite incredible, but is it just a cheap tactic of escape for women and children?" As Izuku just stared at him like if a parent was giving their children a cold stare. As Izuku said, "That there, what you said is exactly right." Biting is a form of a street tactic for women and children, as everybody was gathered around Izuku to hear what he had to retort to that. As Izuku said, but that's how most people see it. But that's not how I see it. To me, our biting is not a part of a natural weapon that we own. As Flaking acts, you say it in the simplest of terms. As Izuku say, imagine this. You're a grade schooler who about to fight a well-trained man with a well-trained body. And the same man will let the kid attack for the next 5 minutes. It will hurt, but the well-trained man will endure it. And let's take it into a body perspective. If the kid bit on the trained man's neck, it will hurt and he won't be able to endure that for 5 minutes at a time. And if that same kid bite on the cord, he will even die. So yes, biting is a cheat tactic for women and children, and in fact, women have that same exact gift. But to me, as Izuku just got a different smile, saying, biting is not a tool to defeat any villain or superhuman. As Flag King just took out a 500 yen coin and asked, show me. As Izuku put it in his mouth, then he with his teeth, he bent it 3 times. No, 4. Then he spit it out and showed it to everybody. As everybody got a chill down their spine. As Flag King said, not even a lion's able to do this. As Ochako said, I must admit, Deku-kun, your binding force is quite amazing. As Izuku said, yes. As Izuku got hugged in the leg by Kota, as Izuku kneeled down saying, what's up, little firecracker? As Kota just got a pat on the head like if he was having a big brother, as Kota asked, can you play? As Izuku said, you're gonna have to ask your auntie if I can play with you. As Kota asked, as the Wild Pussycat member said, sir, you can play with him. As they went off to play. And Kota played with him by pretending Izuku was a mountain. And he tried to climb the mountain to be his. And that night, they all have to cook for themselves, as Izuku was an amazing cook. Cooking only a master chef with down with his eyes closed and only used something but his hearing, feeling, and sense of smell. As Izuku cooked him up a 200,000 calorie feast. As everybody, as Kurosama asks, dude, can you really eat all that? As Izuku said, of course. This is my daily meal. As everybody heard that, as one of them said, which is Stanky, said, that's what you eat on a daily basis. As Ila said, I'm sorry Izuku, but you must prove this one to us. As Izuku said, okay, Ila. As Izuku did kick him right in the engine legs. As Izuku said, by the way, that was your punishment for doing something reckless. As Ila says grunt and pain saying, I apologize. As Izuku said, apology accepted. As As to Ida, that kick felt like it was getting ran over by a train at 10,000 miles per hour. As everybody witnessed Izuku eating every single one of the food he made. As Ida said, wow, well I guess you can. As they all know, Liz, there was a huge spine from the bear he killed on his plate. As Izuku said, I'm not finished with my meal yet. As Ida said, what do you mean? As Izuku picked up the spine and started eating the bone. As everybody got another turn on the spine, and they were afraid that if Izuku got too hungry, he would literally finish us off without wasting anything. As Bakugo asks, hey nerd, why are you eating the bone anyways? Is that considered trash? As when Izuku swallowed, he said, to me it's a protein, and it tastes good, especially the marrow. As Kirishima said, the marrow? As Izuku explained it like this, lions after the king of beasts are only rivaled by the hyenas, and the lions are quite fierce, but they can never get to the marrow. Their jaws are way too weak for it. But for the hyenas, they can get to the marrow way too easily because of their structure of their jaw and their biting force. As Izuku kept in the bone, he said this, as fierce the lions are, they're still amateurs in the way of biting. As everybody got a tear down the spine, as Otaka asks, so, are you above the lions? As Izuku said, no, because I am the true king of beasts. As the summer training camp was over, and the villains did attack, but they all wanted Izuku, and only Izuku. So they all decided to attack Izuku instead of anyone else. But then Izuku got into a strange pose, as this was the pose he got into. Everybody thought it was not a fighting stance, but more like a beast ready for battle. When the villains saw that, they also laughed, saying, how's that gonna protect him with that type of fighting stance? But what they didn't know, behind his fighting and stance was a huge arsenal of attacks. So Izuku attacked everyone with each getting a combo, as if he was doing martial arts the minute he was born. Everybody couldn't catch up with Izuku, and even those people who was using a poison quirk, Izuku just breathe in and blow out back the villains. When they know they were outmatched, Izuku bit one of the skin of the villains, then spit it out, saying, you all are too sour and rotten meat to ever be allowed to stay in my presence. As Izuku just gave them a barrage of attacks like Kairetsu did to Kairyojong. As they all escaped, but not before Izuku put a striker on one of the villain's no moves. As Izuku already seen Koda's is in trouble, Isuku was already on. Isuku ran up at his full speed before Muscular tried to hit him. As Muscular said, "Oh, what I got was a big cat. Strong body too, kid." As Isuku said, You ruin a little kid's life and make him dishonest heroes. Not knowing, but I made a promise to this guy, saying that I will bring the guy who ruined his life to justice. So I stand out now. I'll face the consequences of my bites. As both Muscular and Isuku was fighting at their full strength, with Isuku struggling but with him also getting the upper hand, biting each of Muscular's muscle fibers as if they were nothing but a peach. When Isuku got to Muscular's head, he headbutted him at full strength, then kicked him down the mountain. As Isuku said, "You okay, Kota?" As Kota said, "Yes, Oni-chan." As Isuku raised an eyebrow, saying, "Do you see me as a big brother?" As Kota looked away, embarrassing a little bit. As Isuku just picked him up, saying, "Listen, I'm your new brother now." As they all saw a bleeding Muscular on the ground, saying, "Don't go into that mountain. There's an unhinged beast up top of there." As if by say, "Oh no, we have to save Izuku." As Muscular raised, just got confused, saying, "Who said there was there's another beast?" As everybody looked at the bite marks, and they all got scared. As Kirishima said, "Did he bit off your fibers and skin?" As Isuku was already down there. As he say, "Yes, I told him he could have bowed defeat to my bites, or suffer the consequences. But he chose the hard way. And now, here he is, beaten and battered, like a unhinged beast, and he looks uglier than a rotten meat." As Isuku put on Kota as he asks, "Now what do we say to those who ruined our lives?" As Kota kicked Muscular in the face, saying, "You're a monster." As Isuku said, "That's my little bro." As Todoroki said, "Secret love child." As Isuku just chuckled, saying, No, Peppermint. He just like to call me big brother sometimes. So now I'm kind of like his big brother now. So I'm not anyone's secret love child." As Todoroki said, "Oh, so you're not the Almighty secret love child." As Isuku said, No, we're not even of the same blood type. We're not even part of the same family." As Todoroki said, "Oh, and that's where I'm gonna end this one off. I'm really happy how this turned out, and I'm really happy to be back in Editor of my What Ifs. And sorry for other shorts, I kinda ran out of ideas. But anyway, this is Crimson, your fiery lion, and I'll be back in the next video.